In this video, I'm going to go over how to add a study to ResearchMatch.
All right, so up here is where we're going to add a new study. So here we are agreeing that this request meets with our researcher acknowledgement form. If you don't remember what that is, you can click and view it here, but it's essentially a document outlining the expectations of you as a researcher on ResearchMatch. Essentially that you are using ResearchMatch in accordance with your IRB and your protocol, and that you acknowledge that ResearchMatch can remove you from the platform if you violate any of those terms. All right, so here in our next step, you're going to be asked to specify your role within the study. So that's either as the principal investigator or co-PI of the study, or not as the principal investigator or co-PI. If you are not the co-PI or PI of the study, you will need to enter your PI or co-PI's contact information. So if you're the principal investigator, you would just select here, but if you are not, you'll be asked to enter your PI's information. So here, I am going to enter my PI's contact information, which in this case is ResearchMatch. Your PI does not have to have an account with ResearchMatch to, the PI does not have to have an account on ResearchMatch in order to authorize the proxy or individual registering the study for ResearchMatch. So I'll walk you through the steps of how that happens, but here in step one, you would just need to enter their contact information. If you are the PI, this process is very similar. It does differ at one point, and I'll show you where that does happen. All right, so here in step two, you're going to be asked to enter the IRB number of your study. So we are just going to say, it's really important that you're copying this IRB number directly from your final action letter or IRB approval document. Here you can enter your National Clinical Trials number if you have one. So here we're going to enter our study title, which is the impact of using ResearchMatch on study recruitment. Then we will be asked how people will participate in this study. So there are two options. The first is survey only. So if your study is only using a survey to interact with people, that could be a single survey or multiple surveys. But if that's the only way that you're interacting with participants, you'll select survey only. Everything else falls into various methods. So this could involve a clinic visit, it could involve a focus group, any other form of research where you're interacting with people through other methods aside from only surveys. In our case, we're going to select various methods. Now, if you choose that, you'll have the option to use a REDCap pre-screening survey. What this is a survey that potential participants or volunteers will be automatically. What this is a survey that volunteers will be sent to immediately after saying, yes, I'm interested in your study. So when they get your contact message, if they say, yes, I'm interested, then they're automatically redirected to this pre-screening survey. And this is a great way if you have really specific eligibility criteria to ask some additional questions. So in our case, we'll say yes. ResearchMatch does allow researchers to use platforms other than REDCap. The only difference is that ResearchMatch will only automatically redirect volunteers to REDCap surveys, but you are free to use Qualtrics or any other survey software that your institution supports. You would just need to send that out to participants manually, and I'll show you how to do that in another one of our videos about managing volunteers. All right, here you can select the survey type. Again, just use your best judgment here. In our case, let's say it's an observational study. Your population of interest, we're going to choose adults. If you are categorized as rare disease research, and then you have the option to describe which IRB at your institution reviewed this study. Finally, you'll be asked to upload your IRB approval letter. Here you'll be asked to upload your IRB approval letter, and it is really important that your IRB approval letter is current, so it's for your most recent submission or continuing review. It includes the first and last name of the PI, the study title, the study IRB number, and evidence that the study has been approved. So that could be a stamp or a clear expiration date. We do know that some institutions have moved away from using expiration dates. So if your final action letter or approval letter does not include an expiration date, but that's standard for your institution, that's nothing to worry about. Then you'll also be asked to upload your IRB approved contact message. This is the message that you are going to send out through ResearchMatch to volunteers. It's really important that this message does not include any URLs, so no links to websites, and no direct contact information, no emails, phone numbers, again, no links to websites. All right, and once you've got these uploaded, you will move on. So here we've finished editing our study, and as you can see, because we were a proxy researcher, it is pending PI approval. All right, so this is an example of the email that the PI will receive for this study. So again, the PI does not have to have an account to do this. They'll receive this email. It's saying who requested access for what study, what the IRB number is. And as the PI, if I authorize this individual to recruit on behalf of my study, I will click Authorize Access. I'm then going to be redirected to the website where I'm asked to authorize again. And at that point, I have approved the researcher to access this study on ResearchMatch. All right, so once the PI approves, it is now pending liaison approval. So here my institutional liaison is going to need to review the request. All right, so once my liaison reviews, and assuming they approve, I will then get an email as the researcher to self-validate. So here's that email, and I'm just being asked to accept, again confirming that I do wish to recruit study participants through ResearchMatch. Until you complete this step, you won't be able to recruit on ResearchMatch, and again, this step is called self-validation. So here I'll click accept. Again, I'm going to be redirected to the website. I will click accept again, and then I will be asked to log back into ResearchMatch, and then I can use it as a recruitment tool for my study and actually begin to contact volunteers.
Now I'm going to cover how to join an existing study, so a study that is already registered with ResearchMatch.
So here you will click this Join Existing Study button. And once you do that, you're going to be asked to enter the IRB number. So here you can see I've entered my IRB number, and this information is pulling up the information from the study that is already registered on ResearchMatch. So once I click Join Study, if I am a proxy researcher, I'm not the PI, then it's going to shift over to the PI and they will need to approve my access, and it follows the normal process for adding a new study.
If you do have questions as you are getting started with ResearchMatch, please always feel free to contact us at info@researchmatch.org or get in touch with your institutional liaison.